Hi Virgo, welcome to your April reading. I came into this reading just wanting it to be light and safe space and all the most beautiful things for my Virgos. April is deep work time for Virgos. If you want to talk about Aries season for Virgo, this is a time for deep soul searching and transformation. Aries is your 8th house. That cardinal fire energy for Virgos is utilized in a way, which is what Aries is utilized in a way of deep internal transformation. It's intense. We have Mercury retrograde through the first half of the month in Aries. Then it goes direct on the 15th. And we have a new moon in Aries on the 15th. We have Chiron, this wounded healer energy, going into Aries on the 17th. So the first half of the month is this really deep searching energy. It's all about Virgo getting real. What was the note that I put? Changing skins, changing perceptions, being deliberate about what you want. And while it seems like this is really heavy energy, this is actually some of the most powerful energy of the year for you guys. And it's where you really can actually make the biggest impact on the rest of your year. So utilize it well. If you're feeling like you have to retract or retreat a little bit, if you're feeling the weight of some of this change, I wouldn't be surprised if you need to step back a little bit sometimes. Maybe not serve everybody all the time so much. Maybe listen into any old narratives that you have. Oh my gosh, Hermit card just flew out. That was the first card out. You guys are showing up in your own reading. Pretty fancy. But you're changing skins the first half of the month. Second half of the month, once we hit Taurus season around the 19th, 20th, that's your 9th house. And that's really symbiotic energy for you. 9th house energy is all about world travel, your viewpoints, and it's just very direct energy. And then we have a Pluto retrograde in Capricorn in your 5th house of your romance, and your creativity, your heart chakra. And that's going through September. So it's just going to be a time to assess your creative adventures and your relationships. You may be finding you're just tweaking that, going deep, also transformative energy. And finally, we have a full moon in Scorpio on April. I'm like, what year, what month, what year is it? Time is working so funny for me right now, you all. A full moon in Scorpio on April 29th, and that's in your 3rd house of communication and short-term projects, short-distance travel. So, you're just going to be getting lit up about what you want to do. So the first half of the month is all of this internal, deep journeying, soul-searching energy. And then the second half of the month is getting to actually act on some of those big insights that you're getting. I'm really curious to see what the cards are going to say. I mean, you're showing up in your own reading, which is always a good thing. If you're showing up in your own reading, it means that your energy is you're flowing with it, right? You're in your own element, you're in your own zone, and that you are ready to step into a really good iteration of yourself. You guys are mutable energy, and that's a great thing because you're going to be more with the program of the fact that things are always changing. The only constant is change, right? And I actually have a poem for you once I'm done pulling these cards, because what I am seeing is that internal journey as the cards are coming out here. I'm doing 3 sets of 3, as usual. And I am seeing you guys go through some deep journeying. And, Nayyirah Waheed is this beautiful poet. She's kind of known as the poet of Instagram. I'm sure a lot of you are following her. And this is the poem that came to mind when I thought of Virgo this month. And it is, "As you are, says the universe. After you answer. As you are, says the universe. Before you answer. As you are, says the universe. When you answer. As you are, says the universe. Why you answer. Because you are happening right now, right at this moment, and your happening is beautiful. The thing that both keeps me alive and brings me to my knees. You don't even know how breathtaking you are. As you are, says the universe through tears." So, the other note I wrote for you guys is vibration first, manifestation second. And if I was going to choose a month in the year for you guys where that's really going to be the formula, first half vibration, second half manifestation. That's really what's going on here. And I'll show you what's going on in the cards too, because it's really interesting. And this is kind of an isolated, intense journey that ends with you guys being really reconnected with people that you love and value and getting things done. But there is a deeper journey before that. So I'll show you the first 3 cards. Hermit, Page of Wands, 8 of Swords. So here you guys are, in your natural mode of being able to go internal, being able to see, understand, and recognize, right? The Hermit can be analytical, but here's where that vibration thing comes in. Look in and just see. That 8th house energy, this is a really great time to just check in with where maybe you have some narratives that are a little bit caustic towards you as a being, right? I know as a Virgo moon, that internal side of myself is very strong, and there are times when that critical voice can really, it sneaks in there, and it's in so logical, and yet it's not doing that. Because here's the thing, you've got these 2 internal cards on either side. You have the Hermit and you have the 8 of Swords. And these are both about looking internal. These are both about not doing external work, not pushing forward into the physical world, but about looking internal, yet they're surrounding this Page of Wands. That's an opportunity. This could be a person. You may be dealing with some fiery personality who's really about pushing forward into new territory, who's really about pushing the boundaries, or a project that's really about pushing the boundaries or making a big change. This is action-oriented in the middle. And yet, for some reason, you all are looking more internal. Like you're not wanting to totally look out yet. And I think there's something to that. And I think this is that 8th house energy that I was talking about, that transformative energy lighting you up. With Mercury retrograde, this is all about reassessing, resetting for everybody. And you just happen to have it in one of your soul houses, like soul growth houses. So anything that's pushing you to move forward, I would actually trust in this kind of slow down, internalized energy just a little bit before you go into it. And you may feel that. You may feel like if people are trying to push you in a certain direction, or if you feel like a project's supposed to be doing something certain direction and you feel like it's too much pressure, pull back a little bit, because this is a protective card. This is telling you that it's time to just make sure you are checking in with your soul, with yourself. It's stripping you of your ability to move and see and do and analyze in order to make sure that you're checking in with your soul. And this Page of Wands may or may not have your best interest at heart, right? They may or may not get what you want out of the situation. So just be aware of that. And you guys are, these cards are pretty intense, because look at the next 3 cards. You really are being asked to learn some new skills. Queen of Swords, 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. So here's the thing. I personally think some of you are dealing with people who are making you feel a little bit less valued. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's this page, or maybe it's another Virgo or somebody else who's analytical and able to assess this stuff. But there is something going on here with you getting triggered about your identity, about your value, about the work you're doing in the world. And it's really showing up here, because whenever the Queen of Swords shows up, I mean, somebody's laying down some rules. Somebody's saying, this is what I'll put up with and this is what I won't put up with. Somebody is making a very clear stand, taking a very clear stand on what they are willing to put up with. And I see this as you guys. However, this could be another person who is then triggering for you some really heavy emotions. These are very real. On the one hand, we have this desire to leave behind something that's not serving you anymore, setting healthy boundaries and leaving it behind. On the other hand, it's triggering this feeling of not being worthy. This Queen of Swords energy is harsh. It's cutting, it's biting. It can be a little relentless. And it's causing you to question your lifestyle. It's causing you to kind of go really deep internal and really look at what's working. because something's not working, Virgo. Maybe you need to communicate something to somebody. Maybe somebody is being too cutting to you. Maybe it's both. Somebody's really cutting. It makes it very hard for you to express what's really going on here. I also just think lifestyle-wise, things are catching up with you. Things that aren't working, things that have been slowly eating away at your confidence, slowly eating away at your sense of self, they are showing up. And it's like your desire to get out of that is really strong. It's deep soul-searching stuff. Now, here's what I'm going to say about all this. None of this is catastrophic. None of this is scary. I don't even think this is going to show up in your physical world in a way that's like the destruction of everything you hold dear, anything like that. What I do think is going to be happening here with this energy is this is the narratives that we tell, right? As you are, says the universe, before you answer. Like that poem said, it's like it can't be before. You have to be okay with yourself and your value. And something isn't serving you guys. Something is making you feel trapped and tired and misunderstood. Something is causing you to go really deeply internal and look at something that is not serving. It is not serving. I really feel like there's somebody who's like pushing at you and cutting at you, or a situation that's pushing at you and cutting at you, and it's causing you to internally be doing all this stuff. They may not even know how much you're hurting. And then we get to the top of the reading. So this is where the energy changes a little bit and where we have some fresh hope and insight. So it's nice, you guys. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Star. What a transformation, right? What was I saying about this month? The first half of it is this internal, reassessment, 8th house, new skin. You are shedding one skin, shedding one perception and opening another. And this is just one of those poignant times where you can really leverage this to release some of this stuff. This is a great time for guided meditation, long walks outdoors, anything that helps you relax. Painting, yoga, reading. Anything. But here we go. So again, Four of Pentacles. You guys are feeling insecure about your money and your value. You know, the way we view our value and our money is so often tied to how we view our value as a soul. All this is coming up. You know, you're just feeling maybe like all this triggering from these personalities that are biting at you. It's causing you to have a little bit of this like wanting to close down, shut down, and hold on tight. But as we work our way into Taurus season, and as we work our way into a much more symbiotic energy for Virgo, we are starting to come out of that. We are coming out of that. And I think it's important work here. That's what I'm saying. I think when I see all these cards, when I see the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, I see that as like such beautiful time. Because if you take the time to sit with that stuff, if you take the time to hear your soul out, for what it's needing to be acknowledged, what's needing to be expressed, then you have the abundance that comes right after. You come out of it and much more into this flow again, where you're able to get projects done, where people understand you again. Like if you were feeling like, you know, you may feel at the beginning of this month that when you try and express an opinion or an idea, people aren't understanding you, understanding what you're trying to say. They may be like, I don't get what you're trying to say. They may just kind of phase you out. Here, again, you're understood. Your vision is understood. Your goals are understood. You're around people who get you again. Or people that weren't understanding you for whatever reason are now, again, understanding you. And that's bringing you into some really new fruitful energy. In fact, because the Star is such a huge energy, we're going to pull a couple cards just for that. Because the Star, for me, this is the whole set. It dominates this entire reading. Because what it is telling me, okay, you have some personalities, you have some communications you need to figure out, and you have some self-worth things coming up this month. Some really deep internal self-worth questions coming up. But it's all associated with the Star. It's all associated with a bigger dream or vision that's on its way to you this month. And if you're willing to go into this shadow and just take a deep breath and be in this energy and do this transmutation of these narratives that you have, if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to push back against these people who are trying to push you forward, who are trying to tell you you need to do things quicker, you need to do things better, you need to figure out the answers to this, that, and the other thing. You don't let those people dictate what's going on, and you do the internal work. You slow down enough to do that. What comes out is the Star and the Three of Pentacles. What comes out is you stronger than you've ever been before. What comes out is creativity, movement, hope, and better understanding, and people appreciating you a lot more. Because that's the other side. People sometimes don't realize how much work you guys do, how much you add to the situation. Oh my God, it's so crazy. The two clarifiers are the sun and the moon. And that to me, and this is clarifying the Star. So, okay, there we go. This is about calibrating your external creative side and your internal soul side. These two both need recognition right now. You can't have the sun energy without acknowledging the moon energy. You can't skip this part. This calibration, though, brings you so much happiness, so much fruitfulness. For some of you, this is about a relationship. Finally making it there. Because when I look at this energy, even though it's a lot of Pentacles energy, which, is about material stuff, our value, our relationships can trigger self-value issues where we have a hard time valuing ourselves, our time, our energy, our quality. And I do think, Virgos, you guys are so good at self-criticism. We've talked about this before. Your high standards that you have for everybody else, guess what? You apply them to yourself first and foremost all the time. And it's hitting at you this month. It's catching up with you. You want to demote yourself in the face of somebody else. You want to make yourself small for somebody else. And it's feeling awful. And therefore, you guys are having to go in and just sit with the fact that, why are you making yourself so small? Because you have it all. As soon as you calibrate that, people will start to see you again. Be kind to yourself this month, Virgo. Be kind to yourself. I know it's tempting to go here and feel like you're isolated in this terrible landscape, and that everything you do is misunderstood, and that even when you make yourself small, nobody seems to appreciate it. And they don't. They won't. They won't even know. They won't even realize that's what's going on. You'll know, though. This is all about you guys coming into your full power and being extremely powerful, magnetic people the second half of the month. But you really got to hold your own. Don't make yourself small for other people. It doesn't serve anybody. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I just think, I have to be strict with you guys because you're so prone to applying these harsh things to yourselves. And this month is all about release, forgiveness of that. Because you have something huge calling to you. You have a big project, a big move, a big relation calling to you. I think May is going to be a time where you're going to be fruitfully moving forward. So take this 8th house energy, which is intense. Like I said, the fact that Aries is your 8th house, that's intense. That is directed, focused, intense energy. And it's really great tool set for you guys to move forward. And you're about to do some amazing things. So make sure you check in. I am surrounded by my tribe right now. I have PinkLune here, of course, with her gorgeous, look at this agate slice. This is mine. However, check out her shop. I'm going to leave her link below, 15% off. And then my beautiful friend Jill here and her beautiful artwork. I will leave her info in the description box as well. These are people I believe in. These are people that mean so much to me, and that's why I include them in my videos and in my life and in my tribe. They are really important people to me, so please check them out and support them as well. I love you all so much. Like, you really are my family. When I talk to you, I really do feel like I'm also, advocating for that Virgo moon side of myself, because that goes deep, and I'm with you all. I'm with you all on this journey. As I'm looking at these cards, I'm realizing, yeah, there's always room to be kinder to ourselves. There's always room to take note of those little voices that want to tear us down and then release them. So I'm with you. I love you all so much. Take good care of yourselves. I would love to work with you. I'm going to leave my website, my email, and my Instagram below. I will be doing sessions in April, and I would love to get in touch with you all lovelies. I'm sending you all the best. Mwah.